wait. Okay, Frank, let's get on when you gave the gals a ride.
All right. One of them was named Mary Jane Cook, Cooke. The other girl's name was June Yeager, Jaeger. Her husband was Lieutenant Colonel Yeager. He was captured in the Philippines. He was dead or in a prison camp as far as June knew at the time. They were Red Cross girls. They gave us donuts and that sort of thing. Okay. And we got to be neighbors and friends through the donuts and having a drink at the club, that sort of thing. And one time, I don't know if I said, would you like an airplane ride, or if they said, would you give us an airplane ride? Whatever.
Yeah.
And it so happened to be that day that I was a pathfinder at the time. And I was supposed to go to Germany, but I could only go to Germany. I couldn't go to France. Because with our electronic equipment, it was not too exact. I mean, we're trying to keep from killing the Frenchmen, you know. So,
right.
Okay. So, I said I could only go to Germany. I meant Germany. Anyway,
yeah.
This day, due to weather, on your return, they decided that they couldn't bomb in Germany. The weather be shut down when we came back. So, they decided I couldn't go, which was a delight to me, no end. So they took the bombs out of my airplane and left the airplane where it was. And then, I don't know, about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a friend of mine who I lived with, Pinky Flack was his name, was the pilot. Andy Campion was the co-pilot. No, he was the bombardier. A guy named
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. They had just landed when I said, yeah, as soon as Pinky gets back, I'll take you for an airplane ride. And they pulled into the next hard stand, and I said, when Pinky got out, before they went into debriefing, said, Pink, come on, I need a co-pilot. Let's take Mary Jane and do it for a ride around the pattern. Pink said, fine, he called the airplane captain and said, I think I'll go with you. I said, fine. So we got in the nose. Fine, no problem. Going down the runway. I lose number 4 engine. But I think it got away from me. Maybe I could have got off. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. She pulled off the runway to the right. Whoop. Now, there are trees. I mean, a grove of trees coming. So I see, Frankie, you better get the wings off it. Loaded with gas, see, going on the mission, but no bomb, fortunately. And I pick out a couple of trees. One of them worked, tore the right wing off. Right? Yeah, the right wing off. And it slid. I thought the thing was never going to. I pulled up the gear to, slow it down. And I thought it was never going to quit sliding. Just ever. And it was, trees are splintering, and the girls are standing. I had a great crew chief. He used to, every time there was an airplane smash, he would go and steal the armor plate. I had armor plate under the seat, beside the waist guns, behind my seat, in the nose. You couldn't get the airplane off the ground, hardly, because I had a great seat for a crew chief. He had that loaded up with Anyway, they're standing behind the seat, and all of a sudden, it starts to quit sliding, and we slide through all the trees, smashing around, through a brick barn, and into a house. And I look to my right, and there are people running out of what I think was their living room. I don't know, but where they were eating anyway. They're running out. And I think, well, I never saw anything like this in my life. So I turn around. Yeager is kind of a little groggy, but she's still behind the co-pilot. She's hit her head on the
Back.
well, yeah, only it wasn't the back of the seat, it was the steel plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, you know, the noise was just atrocious.
Yeah.
And they said, we got to get out of here. And I said, June, go that way. And I said, Pinky, get her out of here. So Pinky gets up out of the seat, and he grabs June, and they go back through the bomb bay, you know, which is, you know how big a bomb bay catwalk
I
is.
know, yeah.
And I get the ammunition belts off Mary Jane and get her up, and I said, let's get out of here. And so we go back into the bomber, the radio compartment. And I look back, the door is open between the radio compartment and the back where the waist gunners would be. And I look back, there's smoke all over the place, and I think, God, it's on fire. So there's about 2 screws on the top thing in the radio compartment. So I undo the screws, throw that out, and I don't know if the air whooshed through or else. I think Pinky said, come on, if the door works. And I said, Mary Jane, come on, let's go. So Pinky and June Yeager are out, and Mary Jane and I get out, and we run back behind I don't know, some kind of it's not an abutment, but there's a bunch of trees or some of it.
Yeah.
And, but then I think, my God, Campia. Where's Camp? So I say, hold it, and I run back to the left-hand side of the airplane, and I run up to the front, and the front's pretty well smashed. It's smashed. And I reach in, I'm going to find Camp, you know, because it's starting to burn now, the oil's going off.
Yeah.
I reach in and I feel something gooey. I think, oh God, Campion's head. Oh, it's a chute that popped.
Yeah.
I said, look, back under the trees or wherever I was. Well, anyway, pretty soon the fire engines come. It didn't blow up, it burned something terrible. And my flight surgeon,
That's all right.
Oh, you'll find him, yeah. Good boy. Anyway, they said, get in the ambulance, you gotta go. And I said, fine. Where's Cam? Oh no, we get back to the hospital, such as it was. And they take Mary Jane and June away, and
Everybody's accounted for.
no, except
Not Campion.
No.
Okay.
And I finally, Doc gives me, I said, Doc, I want to talk to anybody. I want to know where, you know, everybody is. And finally, he gives me a jolt of something, I don't know. And I remember sincerely, clearly, couldn't mistake it. I'm leaning up against the wall, sound asleep. Cliff Kinder is the doctor's name. And Cliff says, hey, Frank. I said, oh, yeah, Doc. I said, where's Campion? I killed him, didn't I? He said, no, you would kill him. He's down there in the bed. And I said, you're lying to me. I went, nah, I killed him. Let me see him. And he said, it's all right. You want to see him? Come on. I go down there, and here's Campion. I never see a guy bandaged like this in my life. You wouldn't know him. Just bandaged from head to foot. Except, I said, hey, Camp, I'm awfully sorry about this. I said, what the hell happened? He said, you didn't do it. He said, when you went through the barn, he said there was a big pole, what he was talking about is the timber, it ripped the airplane down the center. He fell out into the barn, and he said, 4 horses hit me on the way out, and they hit me with every foot. And I said, are you going to be all right? And he said, Frank, I don't feel as bad as I ought to. And I said, okay, Cam, I got to go see Pink. So I said, where's Pinky? To Doc Kinder. He said, well, Pink's I said, what's the matter with Pinky? He said, well, I don't know yet. I said, I got to see him. He said, no. So I go, Pinky's laying on one of those, I guess they call them gurneys now, you know, a thing, a raise.
Yeah.
All right, and Pink is laying there, and he's hanging on with both hands. And I said, Pink, what the hell's the matter? He said, they're trying to throw me off this thing. Hold me on. And I said,